Hey, Amy, what's this about suddenly resigning? I just heard from the department manager this morning that you're leaving to get married.
Sorry for getting married before you, Sarah. But there's no particular order for getting married, right?
I don't care about who gets married before who. I'm just saying that you've only been here for 2 years. You were just assigned to the new project last week. What happened?
Oh, that project? I already handed it off to Melissa.
This is so sudden. What about the work handover?
Actually, I registered my marriage yesterday. I was planning to resign next month, but after getting married, I just lost all motivation to work. So I emailed the department manager this morning about resigning immediately.
Without any notice? The team is already understaffed.
The timing just worked out this way.
You decided this just this morning?
Oh, but I did consult with him about it. He said I could quit whenever I wanted. He's such an ideal husband. I'm so happy.
Him? Who exactly did you marry?
The most wonderful man in the world.
Actually, I have questions about this husband of yours.
Sure. Want to know about my darling?
After the department manager's report, one of your colleagues showed me your social media account. The man in those photos looks exactly like my fiancé.
Oh, you saw those. I thought I had blocked you.
So you were deliberately hiding it?
Yeah, sort of. So you finally found out, huh? I thought I could hide it a bit longer.
Those photos. Some are from dates David and I went on. You were following us?
Following is such an ugly word. I just happen to see you both sometimes.
So it really is David. Why is my fiancé marrying you?
Because he chose me, isn't it obvious?
We were planning our wedding for the end of the year. He never said anything about breaking up.
You should know why without me saying it. David chose me over you, Sarah. I successfully stole my hubby from an annoying senior.
What did you say?
Are you surprised? Or are you crying because your precious fiancé was stolen by your cute junior? Come on, tell me how you're feeling right now.
We've been together since college. 8 years together. And you're telling me you stole him?
8 years is way too long. No wonder he was bored.
I'm about to lose my mind with anger at both of you. What do you mean by stole? You knew he was my fiancé and deliberately took him?
Of course. I've always loved getting back at people who annoy me. So I stole your precious fiancé.
What did I ever do to you? I can't remember doing anything to deserve this.
Really? You don't remember all those times you humiliated me in the meetings?
I only pointed out mistakes that needed correction.
Oh? You were always yelling at me. I understand being jealous of a young and cute me, but using work as an excuse to harass me was terrible.
I never harassed you. The only reason I was constantly correcting you was that you barely did your work properly.
That's not true. You were just jealous because everyone liked me better.
Everyone had to fix your mistakes. I was the only one willing to teach you.
What? I did all the work I was assigned.
Only the easy tasks you were assigned. Whenever there was anything challenging, you'd make an excuse to avoid it. And when I called you out on it, you get defensive. Trust me, I didn't enjoy having to scold you every day.
It's a senior's job to support their juniors. It's your fault for pushing difficult work onto me. You shouldn't have given me tasks that were beyond my capabilities in the first place.
That's not how professional development works. You need to learn and grow.
You're just bitter because you're getting older and I'm still young and pretty.
Excuse me?
It's all just jealousy of a cute, talented me, isn't it? An old hag like you had no business dating a CEO anyway.
David wasn't a CEO when we started dating. We built everything together.
Well, he needs someone young and fresh now that he's successful.
How long have you been seeing David? I feel foolish admitting this, but I never noticed anything between you two.
About 6 months ago, I guess. I happened to see you walking with your boyfriend one day. I was surprised to see he was quite handsome. And when I looked him up and found out he was a startup CEO, I was amazed. So I decided to steal him right away.
Oh, you researched him specifically to take him from me?
It was so easy. All I had to do was show interest in his company.
How does that lead to stealing him?
Well, isn't it annoying? An old lady like you dating such a good-looking guy when you're older than me? Plus, you were always harassing me at work, so I thought I'd teach you a lesson by stealing him.
I'm only 4 years older than you, and I've told you I never harassed you. If anything, I was the only one who still cared about you when everyone else had given up.
Nobody asked you to. You were just showing off.
I spent hours helping you with basic tasks everyone else already knew.
Nobody asked you to. Anyway, that's how it is. David and I will be happy together. Please take care of the work I left behind. I made sure to leave plenty for you, Sarah.
You deliberately left your work unfinished.
Consider it my parting gift. Have fun fixing everything, old lady.
David, what is this all about? How could you betray me, your fiancé, and marry someone else? And of all people, my junior colleague?
Oh, so Amy told you already?
You weren't even going to tell me yourself?
I was going to. Eventually.
When? After the wedding photos were all over social media?
Look, I'm really sorry about all this, but her family's quite wealthy, and they offered to invest in my company.
You left me for money?
Don't say it like that. It's about business opportunities.
8 years together means nothing compared to money.
It's an important reason, isn't it? Let me ask you, could you invest hundreds of thousands in my company?
No, I couldn't. But I've supported you all this time, haven't I? We've been together since college, and I've been by your side since you started your company.
That was different. The company needs real capital now.
I worked overtime to support us while you were starting up.
Yeah, thanks for all that. Those first few years of the startup were tough. Mostly in the red. Barely making ends meet. Crazy schedules. You really helped me out.
Helped you out? I was your partner.
Come on, don't be so dramatic.
I supported our daily life, even lent you money. It was hard for me too, but I did it because I loved you. And this is how you repay me, with betrayal.
What are you so angry about? I showed my gratitude. Paid back all the money, even added interest. Gave you quite a good sum, didn't I?
You think this is about money.
Isn't it? I paid everything back.
That's not the point. We were engaged, planning to get married at the end of the year. We were supposed to meet each other's parents soon. I even submitted my resignation notice because of our marriage plans.
Huh? You did?
Are you serious? We talked about this for months.
Did we?
You asked me to, remember? You wanted me to be a stay-at-home wife to support you. It was a tough decision to give up my career, but I thought it would be worth it for the person I love. I've already submitted my resignation.
Really? Did I say that? I don't remember at all.
We looked at houses together last month. We talked about having children.
Oh yeah. Well, that was before I met Amy's family.
What am I supposed to do now? What do I tell my parents and friends who were so happy about our engagement? The company has already accepted my resignation. I can't take it back.
Not my problem. Just grovel to the company and ask them to let you stay if you have to.
You're the one who insisted I resign.
Well, plans change. Figure something out.
Don't make it sound so simple. They've already started recruiting my replacement, and I've begun the handover process. At this rate, I'll have to quit and try to get rehired as a part-timer.
Ow, part-time? That's rough. Over 30? Lost a fiancé and your career. Your life is pretty much over, huh?
You helped plan all of this. We made these decisions together.
Look, Amy's family can provide what I need right now.
Who do you think is responsible for this? You've completely ruined my life.
You're exaggerating. It's just business.
Just business. We were planning our future together.
Come on, don't be so angry. I'll pay you some compensation for breaking off the engagement. See you around.
You think you can just pay me off?
What else do you want? Money solves everything.
I want the last 8 years of my life back.
That's impossible. Just take the money and move on.
Did any of it mean anything to you?
Look, you were great when I was starting out. I need someone with connections now.
So I was just convenient until something better came along?
Business is business. Don't take it personally.
I'm shocked. I never expected to run into you here. Why are you even at this wedding? Oh, you were invited to this wedding too, Amy? Of course I was invited. I'm here with my successful husband. I see you haven't changed. Yes, my husband and I are both attending. Oh, I must say the department manager is too generous. She really shouldn't invite such unlucky people to her wedding. Unlucky? You know what I mean. It's bad luck to have someone like you here. Excuse me? Well, you're the pathetic woman who had her fiancé stolen by a junior colleague. If it were me, I wouldn't want someone like that at my wedding. I don't know what the department manager was thinking inviting you. Funny, I was wondering why you're here. You quit a year ago. The department manager wouldn't normally invite an ex-employee. Things are different for me. I'm a CEO's wife now. Is that the only identity you've got left now? Actually, David and I were invited by the groom. Oh, really? You sound surprised. Did you think we weren't important enough? I'm just curious about the connection. Yes, the groom is also a CEO, and he knows David through business. And since the bride is my former department manager, we decided to attend as a couple. That's right. I heard the groom is taking over his family's company after the wedding. I had no idea he knew David. David knows all the important people now. We're always attending fancy parties. How nice for you. This is exactly what a CEO's wedding should be like. It's so luxurious and beautiful. I've been looking forward to it. But running into Sarah here ruins everything. A part-timer like you should just go home. You seem very confident about my employment status. Everyone knows what happened to you. Excuse me? David told me everything about what happened a year ago. You had already submitted your resignation notice, right? And you couldn't take it back. So you had to be rehired as a part-timer. Lost your career and your man. Ooh, what a pitiful old woman you've become. Ugh. You seem quite interested in my career. I just love how things turned out. You were so proud at work, always acting superior. Well, these kinds of events are usually only for full-time employees. How shameless of you to show up at such a fancy wedding. What business does a part-time old hag have at the department manager's wedding? You must have come to the wrong place. Go home. As a board member, I need to congratulate my employee. I've even been asked to give a speech at the wedding, so I don't need to leave. What? Board member? You're lying. Why would I lie? What do you mean? You're supposed to be a part-timer. How could you possibly be a board member? What do you mean by that? You're right. I could have ended up as a part-timer. They'd already hired my replacement, and I'd done more than half the handover. But the department manager saved me. The department manager? She was there when I needed help the most. What do you mean she saved you? After everything that happened, I immediately went to the department manager to beg for my resignation to be withdrawn. It was embarrassing, but I explained about the broken engagement. She was incredibly supportive and fought for me with upper management to get my resignation withdrawn.
That's impossible! I heard our company never allows resignation withdrawals.
Yeah, there's an interesting story about that, actually.
What story?
Actually, your sudden departure helped. The company was in a tough spot because you left so abruptly. They decided to use my replacement to fill your position instead. That's how I was able to stay.
What? I hate that you're saying that I helped you somehow.
Life has a funny way of working out, doesn't it?
This isn't how things were supposed to go.
Thanks to many people's help, I managed to keep my career. But then, the department manager faced her own crisis. She was struggling to continue working while caring for her elderly parents. So, wanting to repay her kindness, I threw myself into implementing workplace reforms. That effort got recognized, and now I'm a company executive.
Executive? That's an incredible promotion.
Quite a change from the part-timer you imagined, isn't it?
But how? It's only been a year.
I'd always wanted to reform our company's work practices. While our company offers good pay and interesting work, it was really difficult to take extended leave for caregiving or childcare. We were losing talented employees because of it, which hurt the company. So, I created an environment where everyone could work efficiently while maintaining their work-life balance.
You did all that in just 1 year?
When you focus on work instead of stealing people's fiancés, it's amazing what you can accomplish. That's... I had to move quickly. We might have lost the department manager otherwise. I worked incredibly hard. While she was on extended care leave, I was promoted to executive. By the time she returned, I apologize, but I had become her superior.
What?
Quite a shock, isn't it?
This can't be true.
But the department manager is such a generous person. She didn't care about the hierarchy at all. She was genuinely happy for me, saying, "Thank you for working so hard for the company." Now that everything has settled down, she's finally getting married. It's wonderful to see someone who's helped you so much find happiness.
I can't believe you became such a high-ranking executive. I was planning to mock you as a pathetic old woman, but
life rarely goes as planned, doesn't it?
This isn't fair. I'm supposed to be the successful one.
Oh, feel free to mock me if you want. However, the department manager and I are quite close now, both professionally and personally. I've also become good friends with her fiancé, James, too.
Really?
By mocking me, you're insulting the friend of the bride. As David's wife, you should understand your position and choose your words carefully.
Well...
Now, let's both enjoy the wedding. We should properly celebrate this wonderful couple.
Please, Sarah, help us convince the bride. We're about to get kicked out of the wedding venue.
You're messaging me for help now?
Please, it's urgent.
What, getting kicked out by the bride? What did you do?
This is all a misunderstanding.
Really? What kind of misunderstanding?
We didn't do anything. But, well, you're close to the bride and groom, right? And they know about our broken engagement.
Yes, they know everything.
Everything?
Yes, I told them everything when I asked to withdraw my resignation. The department manager cried for me as if it had happened to her.
That's why she's acting this way.
What do you mean?
We were invited by the groom, so the bride didn't know we would be here. When she found out we were here, she said she doesn't want to see our faces and wants us to leave.
I see the problem.
Can't you talk to her, for old time's sake?
Old time's sake? That's interesting coming from you.
Please, Sarah. I really need to stay at this wedding. She's adamant that she wants us out.
I can't believe she said that for me.
The groom says that since she's supposed to be the star of the wedding, he wants to prioritize her wishes. He asked if we could both leave and let them celebrate in peace.
Oh, even the groom wants you to leave? I thought he invited you.
He did, but his bride is more important right now.
I see. Well, if both the bride and groom are asking, you'll have to leave.
What?
You heard me.
Just like that? You won't even try to help?
Goodbye, David. Don't worry, I'll pass on your congratulations to the newlyweds.
It can't be that simple. I've staked my company's future on today's wedding. I absolutely cannot leave. I need the groom to introduce me to other guests.
What?
Please, you have to understand.
So this wedding is just a business opportunity for you?
The truth is, my company's starting to fail. We launched a new venture this year, but it was a massive failure. The banks might stop our loans, and I desperately need to make connections for funding.
So that's why you came to the wedding.
It's not just that. I really respect the groom.
Really? How long have you known him?
Of course I want to congratulate them too. The groom has given me lots of business advice and helped me many times. I genuinely want to celebrate their marriage. But I also want him to introduce me to other guests. His family's company is huge, with lots of valuable connections.
Using someone's wedding for networking. How typical of you.
What's wrong with that? Everyone does it.
You don't need to make connections here. You have a wealthy wife, don't you? If you're struggling with funding, just ask her family.
I can't. They stopped helping us.
Oh?
They refused to give any more money.
Oh, really?
They've already provided nearly $800,000 in support. We can start the new venture thanks to their help.
That's quite a sum to lose.
The venture had potential. It just didn't work out as planned.
But that venture failed spectacularly. No wonder they don't want to provide more support, even if you're the daughter's husband.
You don't understand how serious this is.
I understand perfectly.
Please help us. I can't miss this opportunity. Please convince the bride to let us stay.
I respectfully decline.
What?
Did I stutter?
After everything we've been through?
I believe guests should help make the main character stay special. So I absolutely won't help with anything that upsets him. Now, the exit is that way. Please leave.
Sarah, please, for old time's sake.
You already tried that line. It didn't work then either.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Goodbye, David. I hope you find the funding you need somewhere else. Please, Sarah, won't you do business with David's company? Excuse me? I know I'm the last person who should ask you for help. You're right about that. But please, we really need your help. What brought this on? Please help us. David's company is in serious trouble. After we got kicked out of the wedding, he came home with such a serious face and confessed about the company's losses. The new venture has put us nearly $1 million in the red. Oh, so he finally told you, too. You knew about this? David mentioned it at the wedding. I had no idea it was this bad. I knew things weren't going well lately, but he says the company will go bankrupt at this rate. That must be quite a shock for you. My family has already refused to help anymore. I heard about that, too. That's why I'm begging you. Please help David's company. Give us some work, some good business deals, anything. What a vague request. I know we don't deserve your help. You certainly don't. But you're our last hope. You wouldn't want David's company to go bankrupt either, right? I heard you supported him from the very beginning. You wouldn't want to see a company with such memories fail, would you? Well, I do have mixed feelings about it. Then please help, for old time's sake. Interesting how both you and David tried to use Old times when you need something. So please, help David's company. You're in such an important position now. It would be easy for you to give us some work, right? Well, you could save us all with just one contract. I could, technically. But because of my position, it's absolutely impossible. I will never do business with David's company. Why not? David would work hard at any job you give him. Like he worked hard at being faithful? That's different. This is business. I refuse to work with people who casually betray others and abandon their fiancés, especially those who show no remorse. So, while I appreciate the business inquiry, I must decline. But there's more. More? Besides, the CEO's wife is also quite problematic. She's the one who stole someone's fiancé, was an arrogant junior employee, and left behind mountains of unfinished work that was incredibly difficult to handle. Just having such a CEO's wife makes the company untrustworthy. That was in the past. The past shapes the present. I've changed. I understand now how serious this is. Only because you're in trouble. About that, I never thought things would turn out like this. Of course not. You thought you'd live happily ever after with your stolen CEO. I know I was wrong. Do you? Or are you just saying that because you need help? Please. We're desperate. I never thought I'd be betrayed by my junior colleague and fiancé either. But look how far I've climbed since then. I'm sure you two can manage somehow too. I can't help you, but good luck working together. Sarah, please, I'll do anything. Anything except turn back time and undo your betrayal. To lose everything. Sometimes that's what it takes to learn valuable lessons. Sarah, did you hear about David's company? The bankruptcy? Yes, I saw the news. I heard it was even worse than they let on. What do you mean? Apparently, they had over $2 million in debt hidden from their investors. That explains why the bank stopped all loans. I heard Amy's family is furious about losing their investment. They invested quite a lot, didn't they? Nearly $800,000. All gone. They're refusing to help with the bankruptcy payments. So what's happening with them now? Amy's working multiple jobs. My friend saw her at 3 different places in one day. Really? Convenience store in the morning, waitressing in the afternoon, office cleaning at night. Quite a change from being a CEO's wife. David's working 2 jobs too. Apparently they're both working themselves to the bone. I doubt that they're getting any sleep. That must be difficult. Remember how they behaved at my wedding? Apparently that wasn't unusual for them. So their reputation caught up with them. They burned too many bridges. No one trusts them anymore. It's interesting how things work out sometimes. By the way, remember that workplace reform program you implemented? Yes. The board just approved expanding it company-wide. You're getting another promotion. Really? That's wonderful news. You deserve it. You turned your setback into an opportunity to help out others. Unlike some people who had everything handed to them and still failed. I heard Amy actually tried to apply for a job here as a part-timer. What did you tell her? That we don't hire people who abandon their work without proper handover. Karma really does come full circle, doesn't it? Indeed. Success built on betrayal rarely lasts. News of David's company going bankrupt was in the news for barely a couple of days. And I heard a lot about their current lifestyle from the department manager. But it wasn't long before the media and our mutual acquaintances lost interest in gossiping about David and his wife. All I know is that David was left with substantial debt as a result of the bankruptcy. And Amy's life transformed dramatically from that of a leisurely CEO's wife to one of depression and pinching pennies. She now works multiple temp jobs and part-time positions from morning until night. I heard along the grapevine that both of them survive on just 2 hours of sleep daily as they struggle to repay their debts. Ugh. As for me, I've learned an important lesson from their experience. That I should cherish the people who have helped me along my path to success. If I ever need help in the future, I can